Hey everybody, if you ever wanted to create good looking WPF forms for pyRevit, then you know that it's a mess. Because first of all, we have to use Visual Studio, which was never meant for Python. And it's pretty much our only option where we can decently kind of preview all the XAML code. But all the boilerplate code and so on, it's only going to be made for C#, and it was always annoying. And another thing annoying here is that we always had to come here, write this XAML code, ensure it looks fine, there are no issues. Then we would come and copy this whole code. Then we're going to go to push button, paste it there, create Python file. And we have to remember all the property names and all the event names and keep everything in sync ourselves. And if something breaks, we kind of jump between until we find what we forgot. And I always thought that it's impossible to do it kind of in the browser because, well, .NET is not really made for the browser. However, I actually made something real cool. So I'm going to copy all this XAML code, come to my previewer and paste it here. And voila, it also works. In here, everything is interactive. You can see my cursor jumping depending on the element I click. I can modify here. Maybe let's set this one 200. You can see it moves somewhere as well. There are also property boxes, events here. If I want to select, for example, this button and set the event of click to UIE click, that's how I like to name it. You can see it auto adds the code right away, but not only that. Notice right here, I have a tab for the Python, and if you click it, that's going to be your boilerplate for pyRevit code. Literally, you just copy paste that one, and it's going to work. And in the beginning, that was a hassle, but that's actually going to work really well. And that's also not all. Because, copy pasting back and forward, that was always annoying. So there's also a sync button now, which is also awesome. So I'm going to click here. I need to select the panel, like my dev panel, for example. And then I need the name for the button. And it can be something like, I don't know, WPF. Honestly, it doesn't matter. So click on that one. You can see the green dot. It means it's synced now. So it means that if I'm going to open the folder, you can see right here, there is WPF preview button. Inside there's Python file, there's XAML, there's icon. And if I'm going to come and change something, let's come change and say that this button is going to be red. You can see I can click here and it syncs. It updates the XAML file on my machine, which is awesome. Now I can go to Revit and reload it to kind of test. And while it's reloading, I actually want to mention that this is just one of the tools that I'm creating for my students in the upcoming training, where I'm going to help my students deploy a robust toolbar across the office in around 90 days. And we're going to use AI heavily in that training. If you're interested, here's like a very short overview. And if you want to learn more, just find me on LinkedIn or reply to one of my emails that you are interested. And I'm going to send you the full kind of document explaining all the steps. And now let's get back. It's already reloaded. And now if I'm going to click on this button, you can see the moment I'm going to click, it's just going to display this form and it looks exactly the same. The scale is different because, well, I can zoom out and zoom in here as well. It's irrelevant, but you can see it looks exactly the same. And now if I want to just kind of close that one and go and modify something, let's set the second button to maybe be background blue. I just need to click right here. It's going to turn to green, meaning it updated the file. I'm going to go back to Revit, click on it, and it's going to update my XAML form as well. You can see now here is this one. And also mine looks quite small because I'm on 4K resolution and I forgot to switch before recording. Now, that's not all. Let's say that I'm actually going to go and modify the Python file. Inside here, when I click, for example, on that one, let's say that I'm going to print hello world. Now it means that when I'm going to get back to Revit, I click on this button, I'm going to get updated version, which now is going to make this one. However, this is not going to match the Python code right here because this is kind of boilerplate. And when I'm going to sync, it's actually going to notify me that it was edited and I have two options. One, I can override and push my boilerplate, or I can just unsync Python file and only sync XAML. I can even override the script. And I really, really didn't want you to hate me if you would lose your code. So therefore, it will always create a backup first and then override it. Because I know you can write like really advanced code and then it can be gone in just one click. I don't want to be the reason for that. So there are always backups. So guys, if you want to get this tool, plus also brand key generator, a pyRevit debugger, a Revit MCP for my Revit API documentation, and even my AI brain, make sure to just reach out and tell me that you're interested in the training. I'm going to send you the full document explaining all the steps. And if you want to join, that would be cool. If not, that's also cool. Maybe I'm going to release it in the future, but for now, it's going to be only for my students until everything works properly. And as always, guys, I want to wish you happy coding and see you in the next one. Goodbye.